Welcome to the Games Freezer.
Hello, this is Richard and it's another 10-minute taster, and this time up we've got Death Squared on the PS4, a brilliant puzzle game that I really enjoy playing over the last couple of nights. And this one is billed as a multiplayer puzzle game, so you can actually play with up to 4 players. But I've been playing in single player mode and it's been just as good playing in that single player mode and learning through the puzzles. But my next step will be to play with 4 players, or maybe 2 to start out with. I might drag my wife onto the PS4, see if I can get her to play a game. This is that kind of game that anyone can play, you know. So here we go. So we're going to give you a bit of a taster of what to expect if you're going to buy the game. So we're just going to work through the first few levels. So aim of the game is to get your AI robots onto their color-coded circles. So obviously blue needs to get onto the blue circle, red needs to get onto the red circle. During the game you get a bit of a voiceover from the guy who's actually working in the lab overseeing these AI robots go through these tests. So it's quite funny. You get a bit of humour in there. It's quite good to listen to, and there's a bit of banter between the guy who's working there and the computer. So kind of like the kind of thing you'd maybe get on Red Dwarf, you know, or Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Just a bit of nerdy banter between computer and human. So as you can see, the levels are laid out in various ways, and this is level 2 that we're showing you at the minute. And basically, as that red AI bot goes onto his red circle, he raises the spikes. Each of the bots are controlled by the left or the right analog stick, and you basically move them using the left or the right analog stick on the PS4 joystick control pad. So it can be quite confusing sometimes as to which one you're moving or which one you're going to move, because it's not necessarily easy immediately to work out which one's controlled by what, but that's part of the game. Basically you've got to almost tell your brain that you need to concentrate and move the correct one at the right time. So this was the first tricky puzzle, or trickier puzzle, that I had to work my way through. So as you can see, you do die a lot on this, and there are plenty of deaths, and that's a part of the game, is actually dying and then sort of putting into practice what you've learnt. As you can see on this one, I am more than likely to make red go bang as I go onto the blue circle, which raises those spikes on the right hand side. So now I'm just working through, right, what can I do to get myself onto those circles. I mean, looking back on this now, it's actually a pretty simple puzzle, but I was sort of getting used to the control mechanisms and the aims of the game as well at the same time, which was the first key challenge, really. So in the description from the developers, they talk about the game being a cooperative puzzle game for 1, 2 or 4 players. So that's really cool. Something that you can really sort of take around somebody's house and have a good session with them, or invite them over. Why not? Have a good puzzle game session. Always a good laugh. Now, if you were playing in multiplayer, 2 or 4 players, then it would actually be a game where it's teamwork that's involved rather than going up against each other. Obviously the tag that it's cooperative puzzle game is sort of the giveaway in that, but it's a refreshing approach to puzzle games, that so you'll have to work together on screen at the same time in order to solve the puzzle. So that's really cool. And there we we go, solve that puzzle. That weren't too hard, although I made the meal of it, to be fair, with my bungling around. Now at this point you actually get to choose to don some different garb for each of your bots. So I didn't realise this at the time. I wasn't aware of what I was actually meant to be doing, but you sort of go up there, you drop each of your bots underneath that cube. The cube then assigns you with certain outfit or markings on each of the bots, and then you'll get to use that during the rest of the game. There we go. So we've got lines on the red and a kind of tribal on the blue, and away we go. So not really a puzzle, that one, but it's kind of a little bit of a personalisation for each of the bots. Now we come into this puzzle where we first see the laser cannons being utilised. So a blue laser cannon will only fire at a red bot, and vice versa, a red laser cannon will only fire at a blue bot. Now, because the red laser cannon hasn't been activated yet, it's just following the blue bot around on the screen. Ooh, as I go flying off the side.
Yikes!
And look, if I try and utilise basically that cube over there to play the blocker against the laser, then that is how we hopefully look to complete the puzzle. So I'm just kind of feeling out what I can do here, basically. Just trying to work out exactly how I can solve this puzzle by inching my way around the board. And there's a lot of that, and it's pretty good actually. It's kind of a zen kind of game in that respect when you're playing on your own, because you really are thinking as you go along and just trying to take it all in and work it out. So that was a pretty good one. That's good fun. Then we've got this one here, which is one of the more trickier puzzles. This is later on in the game, and it's a test of you trying to work out logistics, really, of where each of the bots should need to go in order to complete the puzzle. It took me quite a while to work out that, well, actually I need blue to go on top of red. I then need to pull him over there, and then blue can go through, red then raises, red can go through the block, red then goes to his circle, blue can then drop, go onto his circle, and then red can go onto his. Perfect. So that was after about however many attempts that was. That was in the double figures easily. And this is one of the previous attempts before I actually solved it, which you'll see gave me a quite a good little death animation as they work their way through. I mean, overall, this game is brilliant. I really enjoyed it. It's received a number of accolades from some of the games shows up and down the country, and also around the world, in fact, with a lot of praise being heaped on its originality and its fun factor. So it's one of those games that it's worth investing in. I would say you're going to get a lot of party value out of this, and I think it's a really good game. So yeah, so that's it from me. Until next time, I'll see you in the freezer.
Gamesfreezer.eu. Until next time, stay frosty, freezer followers.